Today I will show you best players in Star Wars Battlefront 2015 by EA according to the community. I prepared a short poll with some questions about competitive community and asked 22 players that you can see on the screen right now. Actually, I asked even more than 25, but some of them simply didn't answer my questions. Players who participated in the poll are members of multiple clans because I tried to balance the poll in order to get fair scores. Also, all of those players regularly participate in Star Wars Battlefront tournaments and know the community pretty well. Before we go to the player rankings though, there were two questions about teams in competitive community. One of them was, which clan is the most underrated in the competitive community? Teams like 21st and 2SC were mentioned only once here. We also had Jedi and Shin with amount of 2 votes, although top 2 places were definitely dominated by 2 clans that are in very good shape lately, which is WIMC and Astrowork Esports. Both of these teams got 8 votes and definitely became the most underrated teams in Star Wars Battlefront. I think that underestimating any of these 2 squads before your match against them is a terrible mistake and can cost you a lost match. Especially that Astrowork has the most top 3 places in 2018 and WIMC was in top 4 in every single competition they played after their comeback. The second and the last question about teams was, which clan is the most overrated in the competitive community? This time voting was much more one-sided and had a strong winner. Power Rangers and Masters of the Universe, known as MO2, got 1 vote. Astrowork Esports, Delta and Auraxium Renegades got 2 votes. Second place in this category goes for Shin, who got amount of 3 votes in here. But there was also only one winner with 11 votes. This team was Meh, considered to be the most overrated team by 50% of the poll participants. Personally, I really hope that Meh will come back for the upcoming tournament in order to prove that they are actually not the most overrated team. But now we go to the second part of the video, players. First 2 questions were the same as about teams. Mentioned players were Varti, Renamed, Wrench, Maggie, Swarm, Fupa, Belasio and Takeo, but only top 3 included people who received more than just 1 vote of being the most underrated player in the community. Third place went to Wimk Johnny with amount of 2 votes. Second place went to another Wimk player, Dacophentix, who scored 3. And finally, the first place went to me. The most underrated player in Battlefront is Chanek, who wins with 7 votes. Before I get blamed for the next question, I just want to say that it's not me who chooses the most overrated player in the community, but 22 people who participated in the poll. Maggie, Techki and Renamed got 1 vote in this category. Swarm and Nutcracker got to the top 5 with amount of 2 votes, although people voting for Nutcracker probably haven't played against UFC in the Christmas Cargo Cup. Atia and Spatty got 3 votes, getting to top 3 of this unflattering category. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Starita, who got 9 votes and is chosen to be the most overrated player in Star Wars Battlefront 2015. Next question in my poll was about top 3 players in Star Wars Battlefront, and people didn't have any bigger doubts when choosing top 3, because the final scores are very dominated by 3 players. In this category and the next ones, I'll be mentioning only players who got at least 2 votes. One of these players is Starita, who's right below Dank, although if you think that 3 votes is a good score, you need to see that third place of this category went to Hody, getting 18 out of 22 possible votes. Second place went to Techki, who got 19 out of 22 possible votes. Then finally on top, Nutcracker with 20 out of 22 possible votes. It's quite visible that people have no doubts about current top 3 of Star Wars Battlefront, and it will probably take long till someone gets replaced in this ranking. As we know who is in top 3, we should also know who is the best player in the world. That's why I allowed participants to use only 3 answers. These answers were Nutcracker, Techki and Hody because of their presence in top 3. One of the participants really didn't want to vote and I couldn't find any way to convince him. It turned out that third best player in the world is Techki, as he was voted for 5 times, which is still quite a lot. Second best player is Hody, with only one more vote than Techki, although I think Hody deserves another praise for being in world top 3 2 years in a row, which is definitely a record in this game, since if you watch my video from June of 2017, Hody was on third place there right after Spati and Phalanges, and not too many people disagreed with that choice. Of course, currently the best player in the world is Nutcracker, who simply carries any team he plays for and definitely deserves 9 votes in this category. Every time Nutcracker is on roster of any team, this team gets at least twice better. Finally, you will be able to see the most exciting part of the video, which is ranking of top 10 players in the world. Number 10, very mysterious player who can play both defense and offense. Player who's always in top 3 of every tournament in 2018. My partner in 2v2 competition, Varti. This guy definitely deserved to be in that ranking, and I'm pretty sure that many teams in the community would love to have this player in their lineup. Number 9. Although he is the most overrated player according to the community, it didn't stop him from becoming number 9 of this category. Ladies and gentlemen, Shin Starlita with 10 votes. Number 8, very dangerous guy who also knows how to play in any game mode, who can adjust his playstyle to any opponent, and who always fulfills his requirements. Branch, also with 10 votes. Number 7 is the first American player in this ranking, member of our Axiom Renegades, known for terrible internet connection and spicy cycler shots, Benny with 12 votes. Number 6, the first and the only German player in world top 10, known for changing his nickname literally every day, Swarm, Rowdy, Power for Rowdy, and many more with 14 votes. Number 5, someone who doesn't reach top 3 of tournaments as often as he should for being 5th best player in the world, but this is just a perfect example that individual skill doesn't provide success. World number 5, Attia with 18 votes. Number 4, he has been playing with us since the first tournaments of Star Wars Battlefront. He has never changed his team and has been leader of our Axiom Renegades for over 3 years already. Denk with 21 out of 22 possible votes. Number 3, probably the best defender in the world. Player who has been carrying Power Rangers defense since its first tournament, winner of 2v2 tournament, known for abusing Cycler more than anybody else, also a guy who lost only 3 matches in his entire competitive career. White Power Ranger, known as Techki, with 21 votes. Number 2, someone who has never revealed his voice and will most likely never do so. MVP of many important matches, winner of 2v2 tournament, Hody with 22 votes. Number 1, player who is capable of doing impossible things, the one who always shoots first, the one who always knows where you are hiding and most likely will come to kill you. Nutcracker with 22 votes and 9 votes of the best player in the world. Last time I made a video about 25 best players, so I think this time it's also worth to mention more than just these 10. That's why I'm going to show you more players who got more than just 1 vote. 2 players who were just 2 votes behind Varti were Trout, Vicious and Dacophenix, all getting 7 votes. Then there is Patton, renamed, and Chanek with 4 votes. I promise I didn't vote for myself. If you want to know my choices, you can message me in private message. Fury, Maggie, Strix, Exile and Ezzy were placed in top 10 3 times and they're closing this category. Of course there were more players who got only 1 vote, but I think 1 accidental vote is not a reason to be mentioned in this video. Although top 10 wasn't the last category in this video, Dream Team consisting of 4 players was the last question for every poll participant. Basically team you'd love to see playing together. I will do it exactly the same way as with the last category and mention only players who managed to get at least 2 votes. 3 of these players are Benny, Renamed and Atiyah, who are members of 2 dream teams. Above them, 4th best player in the world, Dank, with twice more votes than all of them. Now we are going to the actual dream team consisting of 4 players. First of them is me, Chanek being member of 50% of the dream teams. 6 votes above, 2nd best player in the world, Hody. 3rd member of the community dream team is Nutcracker with 1 more vote than Hody. Finally, there is Techki, who is member of 19 out of 22 possible dream teams, which makes him the most wanted player in the community. It's worth to mention that the community dream team involves 3 Power Rangers and 1 clanless player, so it seems that this team would also have a very good team play and chemistry. That's it for this video in terms of community choices. I suppose many of you watching this video will disagree with some of them. I personally disagree with some of them either, although I don't think anybody cares about my opinion. Now I'll talk a little about my new upcoming competition, so if you are not interested, you can turn off the video right now. Next competition is going to be a league, Double Premium League. Why double? Well, because it will consist of 2 game modes, Cargo and Drop Zone. All teams will play against each other twice, 2 maps in Drop Zone and 2 times in Cargo. Many people asked me to host a league, but this time I have much more experience than I used to when hosting 2 previous leagues. There will be something new in this competition, obligatory entry fee. It's not because I want to steal your money and tell you to fuck off, it's rather some kind of guarantee that teams won't be dropping out after losing 1 important match. And don't tell me that it won't happen, because I participated in 2 leagues already and I also hosted them, and I know how it works. In my last league, literally top 5 teams except for 2SC told me that they are dropping out after losing 1 important match, and I won't tell who was the opponent they lost against, because someone will think I'm bragging about successes of my squad again. It was even funny to hear that someone is dropping out after playing 5 or 6 matches and losing just 1 of them with excuse of bad rules. Entry fee won't be working exactly like it usually does though. I expect no more than 8 participants, but I want every team to give €10 of entry fee with their registration. If this team finishes the tournament with playing all matches without any forfeits, they will get €4 back. Rest money of the entry fee goes to the prize pool for top 3 of the tournament. I think this is a very fair way to solve it and force all teams to play the tournament without dropping out and forfeiting matches. And this way we will avoid pussies registering to the league. Also, if one of those teams forfeits at least 1 match, then those €4 they would get back goes to the prize pool for top 3. I'm leaving link to this upcoming competition in the description, and hopefully we'll get the expected amount of 8 participants, although I think 7 or 6 wouldn't be too bad as well. May the force be with you!